Today I'm joined by Matthew Barker. Matthew's the managing director at B&S Building Supplies, a family-run independent builders merchant based in Harrietsham, Kent. So, welcome, Matthew.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you.
Yeah, look, likewise, great to have you on here. So, Matthew, tell us a little bit more about B&S Building Supplies.
Well, yeah, as you said, greatly, we're an independent new business based in Harrietsham. We've been trading since April 2nd, and yeah, so the whole point of the business was I saw a gap in the area in between Ashford and Maidstone where there's not really a building materials sort of all-in-one store. You've got hardware stores, or you've got like a timber yard or something like that, or a fence in place. They're all sort of sporadic around, or the main big merchants are in the big towns, which for a lot of the local residents is a good half-hour drive, maybe even longer depending on traffic. So it's been great to hear responses from people as they've come in and sort of really welcomed us. So we are an all-encompassing builders merchants, which have a huge range of products, all the way from tools, silicons, timber, aggregates, and we can get whatever people need really, and that's what we want to do. So it's if we haven't got it, we'll look to support them, save them the job of driving around for hours trying to find what they need. They can just put a dot in it, we'll get it, and they can pick it up either the next day or when the stock's arriving. So yeah, I spent the best part of a decade within the industry, and yeah, for the past sort of 5 years, I really sort of thought, oh, I really wanted to start builders merchants, and I looked into it, and it was finding the right place, the right sort of support, the right experience, the right connections, and I just felt just sort of end of last year, it sort of everything sort of clicked into place. So we took a dive and started putting everything together. Started sort of looking for people, for staff, looking for suppliers, securing the premises, tidying it, organising it, getting all the rack in. And it's just been a proper big graft and grind for the past sort of 6 months whilst we've been getting everything set up and ready for open. And I don't think you're ever ready to open. So it was more of a necessity when we opened. It was like, well, we can't sit on the stock much longer without it moving. So we opened up and we're just continuing to add to our range as we go. So recently we've taken in underground, rainwater, block paving, porcelain slabs, fencing, and we're just continuing to add to that as people need and as the demand grows. Looking into taking render, and that's something that we're talking about with the supplier. And yeah, we're just sort of growing nice and steadily at the moment with sort of the people who are coming in, the tradespeople who are around, and just supporting them so we can mix paint on site, which is a big thing around here, which people haven't had access to other than going into like the main towns. And yeah, so that's been doing really well. Picked up a few decorators along the way and supporting them. So yeah, we had our first trade day not long ago, back in last month, and that was really good. We had 8, 9 suppliers here. We had food being offered out. We had freebies. We had giveaways, competitions, and yeah, everyone had a really good time. And we're looking to hopefully do a few more of those. And one of our focuses was community spirit and supporting the community. So we've made a few donations. I made a couple of planters and donated that to a special needs living place. We've donated a few materials here and there and sort of offered a few things. We've given away a few desks and such to schools to help them. So it's like what we've had available to us, we've tried to sort of support as much as we can. And yeah, it's just sort of trying to help out where we can and give back to the community that's been supporting us from the time we opened and before that as well.
Thank you for that background, and well done for like everything you've done and you're doing there. So, and look, you mentioned then that for the last, I think you said 5 years, you've wanted to open up your own business. Why in particular did you want to be a business owner? Because it's not for everyone.
No, I don't think it is for everyone. It is a lot of stress and a lot of worry and a lot of sleepless nights. But from a young age, I always thought I was going to own my own business. I wanted to own my own business. And yeah, it's the difficulty of working for other people and just not feeling appreciated or feeling like a number. So I wanted to create somewhere where people weren't just a number, people weren't just feeling neglected and unappreciated. So I wanted them to feel like they're part of the team and actually part of the company, and help them drive this company forward so that they can reap the benefits. And yeah, just sort of work together. But for 5 years, it's been a want to open, looking around, looking for any suitable site that's available that would work. It's not just about any site will do. It's got to be a good location, not too close to other competition, somewhere where there could be a gap in the market, and then just sort of leaning into that and just sort of trying to make it work. But yeah, I mean, getting a business off the ground is no easy feat. Finance is always the biggest hardship. You never have enough money to do something that you want, like to get it going right. It's it always takes a bit more money than you expect to begin with, but you've just got to keep persevering and just push through it and try and get out the other side.
Say the biggest challenge has been, setting up the business and being a business owner.
Sorry, say that again.
What would you say the biggest challenge has been in setting up your business and being a business owner? Would you say it's finance or something else?
It's probably a mix of finance and not enough hours in a day.
Okay, yeah.
And then and there's so many hoops to jump through, especially for something like this where you need all the different liability insurances and to be thinking about everything. And if you've got like full-time people and then a part-time person, and then the looking at the ACAS side of it with all the holiday entitlements and bits and pieces, it's all bits that get forgotten about when you're looking at starting up a business. And until you get into the really nitty gritty bits, it gets very tedious going over lots of things, creating documents and policies and such to try and get them all in place, make sure everyone's well protected and looked after, and we're compliant and legal. So there's a lot of things to jump through and to make sure that you're on top of constantly. But yeah, definitely finance is probably one of the harder bits, but also getting people to know where you are. We had signs out on the road, but they were taken down by KCC. I applied to have them have some permanent signs put out there and was rejected. So having signage on the road would be great for us because we're just off the road in a great location. Don't get me wrong, we've got a nice sized yard, we've got a shop, and it's on the A20 in between Maidstone and Ashford. So we've got easy access to the motorway, which really gives us a good sort of platform to really push out onto. But yeah, getting word of mouth, getting the ball rolling has been a slow process, but yeah, it's growing and people are talking about us, and we're hearing more and more from people that they've heard it from a friend or they've seen us on Facebook, or we've gone into the local magazines. So the Harwich Fish magazine, we're in that, and we're also now going to be in the Lenham Focus. So 2 local magazines that we're trying to get into so people can find out where we are. So yeah, I mean, there's a retirement village just down the road, and they're absolutely smitten with us being here, especially when I tell them our plans for next year, where we're looking to take in some flowers as well. So do a bit of plants, flowers. And so they not a lot of them have transport, and getting into the main town Maidstone is just a bit much for them. So having that here would be great. And funny enough, today we had a letter from the Harwich Bloom Society, and they manage all the flowers and the planters in Harwich, and they're looking for sort of donations and bits and pieces towards that. So we're going to look at trying to see what we can do to help them. Especially next year when we've got plants coming in, so they can be able to get some deals on those, or we might donate a few just to help make the town look a bit prettier.
Okay, great stuff. And we're talking about challenges there. I mean, if you could wave a magic wand and solve one challenge in your business right now, what would it be?
Oh, if I could wave a wand and miraculously appear £1 million, that would sort of thing.
But it's the finance, is it, that would be?
Yeah, it's money. Money just, yeah. I mean, a lorry is not cheap. So we're currently only delivering on a van at the moment. So a lorry would go leaps and bounds, but then along with that comes a lot more finance burden, which is 6 weekly checks, MOTs, crane servicing, tyres, and they're not cheap on a lorry. But it would open up a world of possibilities for the company, and it would make it more profitable going to sites and stuff where we're not having to return to sites when we get big orders. We're having to go to the site twice.
All right, okay.
So that's one of our sort of challenges, is just not having the full ability just yet. But as we're young, we're just growing into our shoes, and then once we outgrow these shoes, we'll look to buy the bigger shoe.
Okay, and what would you say the biggest learning has been? You know, what's the thing where, because like, you know, you mentioned earlier, Matthew, that, you know, you go into business and actually it's more than just the operations of the business. It's sales, it's marketing, it's finance, it's HR.
Yeah.
So what's been your biggest learning or your biggest sort of awareness since you've been in business?
Well, luckily, I've had really good support from my partner who's been dealing with the HR side. So we've been working on that together. So we've been learning a lot more about how to word things appropriately, and also not being over generous. I mean, I think we've done ourselves dirty on a few things where we've maybe given a bit too much to the staff. I know that sounds a bit not great, but it's like we've been overly generous on our annual leave that we give them. We're very flexible and we're friendly with something like so. Yeah, I mean, we could have probably looked at that a bit better before we started and hired people that we weren't given too much, because it gives we could have given it to them over time and it would have given them something to work towards. But at the end of all, I've got to live with my decisions, and it's not the end of the world. Hopefully, they appreciate what we've done for them and what we do for them. And so far, we see that they do. All our staff work really hard. We're only a small team, so it's me, my partner, Pete, who's my assistant manager, and Paul, my yardman, and then also my sister-in-law is in my admin team. She is the admin team. So we're a close-knit group that's almost like a family, and some of us are family. So yeah, family-run business is the heart of what we are.
And look, that's very open and honest of you. And I think but the thing is, it doesn't matter as long as you get great staff.
Yeah, that's it.
Important, isn't it?
I think that's what sort of helped with the probably the bad decisions that I made early on was made up by the good decision of the staff that I hired. They are probably one of our best assets. It's the staff that we have, the knowledge, the willingness to work, the work ethic behind them, the graft that they all put in along with us. It's just, it's really, really, really sort of like heartwarming and makes you feel like you've done something right, at least, which sort of counteracts the maybe initial issues that I might have thought of. But yeah, hindsight is just one of those things that you wish you had, but you live and learn. This is my first business. And yeah, I don't think we've done too bad so far. Everyone's really impressed with how we are and what we're doing and how we're operating and the service they're getting. So yeah, I can't say that we're doing anything wrong really at the moment, which is great. And I can't knock that.
What would you say to anyone thinking of going into this?
Anyone going into this industry looking to open a merchant, I mean, hold fire for a bit. There might be some opportunities coming up from things I'm seeing online and hearing down the pipeline. There is a lot of merchants closing, so there is opportunities coming, and you could reap the rewards. It just depends on when you set up and where you set up. But then there could be yards becoming available, so there could be a big influx of new businesses starting in the next 12 to 18 months as those merchants close their doors. I know Juice's Start Group have been slashing their stores, and they've been refocusing into going into mega branches, which will distribute to a larger area. But then that's taken away the personable aspects of the business, which is what merchants thrive off of.
Yeah.
We are an in-person business that's not over the phone all the time and online all the time. It's being able to go into a shop, speak to someone, get the advice that you want, either walk out with the products that you want or have a price for the products that you need, and with the opportunity of getting them in for you. So it's, yeah, so if someone was looking to do it, just think, and maybe not employ too many people to begin with. So maybe take it slow, start small, build up into it. Yeah, walk before you can run. But if you've got the financial backing and you're willing to lose a few 100,000, go big. Because yeah, I mean, you either go big or you start slow. It's one or the other, and you either fail or you succeed, and you'll soon find out within 6 months.
Sounds as though that you did a fair amount of research before you started your business.
Yeah, I did. I was looking at reports on sales figures on different product lines, so from PPE to decorating to landscaping, seeing what the trends were at the time, seeing what's going well, what's not going well, and then start implementing those ranges. And then I was happy with like a basic range that I started with, and that was just like a range that was to start and would cover most people's general basic needs of what they might need in a merchant on a day-to-day basis. But then we weren't saying, no, we don't do anything else. We have expanded ranges to suit people. So we had a few inquiries to begin with for underground, so we've taken that in, stocks, got paving, slabs. So we've been doing sandstone, porcelain, fencing. So yeah, anything that sort of our customers need, we're willing to adapt and grow with them and support them. So it's not just about building my business, it's also supporting them building theirs. And hopefully in return, we grow together. I'm not here to just rip people off, overprice things, and just upset people along the way. I'd rather work with people, as many people as we can, support each and one of them, and them supporting us, and we all grow together and we all reap the benefits. It's yeah, you've all got to hold hands and work together, especially in this financial market where everything's just so uncertain.
I agree. I think it's a great philosophy. Yeah, like, grow together, work together. I like that. Yeah, and
well, yeah, because most businesses are family run, and a lot of businesses that's their livelihood. So you need to support them as much as they support you. And the local spirit around here is brilliant. Everyone's very, very supportive of each other. They want to use local, and I think that's a really great ethic to have for like a society. We should be really focusing on our local businesses and supporting their growth, so that they can then return them favours back to the community.
Look, there's one question I like to ask everyone that's kind enough to join me on this discussion, and that's this: what is the best advice that you would give to an 18-year-old you?
Don't go clubbing. No, yeah. The best bit of advice would be start saving and be more cautious of what you do with your money.
Yeah.
Look into ways of getting your money to work for you instead of you working for your money.
Yeah. Like that. It's good. Yeah, good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I could go back from knowing what I know now and tell my 18-year-old, I'd tell them all the lottery winning numbers and which stocks to invest in.
I like that one. That'd be very good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, they're winning numbers.
That'd be nice to know. That'd be nice.
Yeah. And then I'll be able to start a lot sooner. But yeah, I mean, at 18, I didn't even know what I really wanted to do for a career. And I sort of, my uncle being in the industry sort of guided me towards a merchant where I started off, and I sort of worked up in the yard into the office, and then moved companies a couple of times, and then sort of started from a lower level again and worked my way back up, and then sort of moved into a supplier role, and then obviously moved into owning my own business. It's Yeah,
Hey, well, look,
it's free in a way.
yeah. Well, look, congratulations for what you've achieved so far, and for also taking that leap, because it is a leap. It
It
takes a lot to become a business owner and start your own business. And I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today and sharing more about your business, but also your journey as well. So
No, I
thank you
appreciate
very
the
much, Matthew.
opportunity. No, I really appreciate it. It's been fun. I've enjoyed talking to you and sort of reliving my last 6 months in my head whilst talking to you.
Yeah,
All the trauma, but yeah, no, it's all good.
yeah. Well, look, thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you, Simon.